Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Library of Ruina. So essentially what happened in the last video was we spent the entire time doing 4 very long invitations that actually made the video that I was recording pretty long. It was like over 3 hour recording. But on top of that, the reason why I wanted to do those 4 invitations is so that I've finally gotten up to the point where I could not progress any further in the invitations. Those final 2 battles in the start of the city caused me to quit this game when I first played it. A long time ago, over a year ago. It might be a year and a half by now. But on top of that, we also got some abnormality battles to contend with now as well. Now with the abnormality fights, similar to the invitations, some I was able to beat and some I was not from this set of abnormalities. And I'll pretty much go through the ones that I could not defeat when the time comes. But anyway, guys and girls, before we do the invitations and see if we can actually, conquer the demons of the past, we first have to deal with these abnormality fights. Now in this video, we'll be focusing on Tiphereth's 4th abnormality battle and her realization. But before we do that, I do want to show you some new decks I've created. So firstly, we've brought back Bamboo Hatted Kim. And we see, now that we have Clone, we can actually create a few interesting decks. The first one being is the Burning Flash deck. So essentially the aim of this deck is to have your card, is to essentially use Clone when you have Burning Flash in your hand. So you gain 6 Burning Flashes. And then you just go to town just spamming Burning Flash constantly. I also have it to overcome Crisis and to draw the sword for light restoration. And so pretty much that's the aim of that, and it also takes advantage of Bamboo Hatted Kim's singular strike ability. As for his passives, pretty much we just got Size Page Battle Ready for the extra drawing power, Dark Cloud Blade for this extra dice +1 power, and Bottom Deal. If the character discards a page, draw 1 page at the start of the next scene. Now, that one comes in handy with which one is it? Yeah, here we go. If Burning Flash is in hand, discard it and draw a page. Then add the offensive dice on. The drawing power comes from the Burning Flash. Essentially, if you draw a Burning Flash, you discard it, and whatever you draw, the offensive from the Burning Flash gets added to it. But if 6 of your cards are Burning Flashes, the likelihood of you drawing a Burning Flash and doubling its power is pretty high. So that's why this is a pretty good deck to use. Then we've got Dong's deck. So his deck is the Rapid Geisha deck, which is pretty much similar to Burning Flashes, where you have 3 clone cards, you want to clone Rapid Geisha. The thing with Rapid Geisha is the more Rapid Geishas you have in your hand, the less it costs. So if you have 5 Rapid Geishas in your hand, it costs 0. So you can just spam all the Rapid Geishas you want, and it just becomes a Rapid Geisha spamming deck. And then I've also got 3 to overcome Crisis for the drawing power and the restoring land. Now, the thing with this deck and with the other decks, since you kind of need a few turns to kind of clone the cards you need, it's a very slow acting deck. So it takes a few turns for it to get going. But once it does, boy, is it dangerous. Now, as for his abilities, we got high level acrobatics, where when using a page, original cost is 3 or higher, which is the rapid geishas. Or dice on that page gain +1 power, which is really helpful. And then again, we've gone with the Sayo with the slash dice power and drawing extra 2 cards, because you want the geishas and the clones in hand. Alright. Now, the other decks that I've crafted are all in Tiphereth zone, since we're about to do like her stuff in a moment. So firstly, we got Purple Tear. Now the interesting thing about Purple Tear is Purple Tear actually comes with 4 decks, because she has an ability where she can essentially change her fighting stance or her fighting style, and you have an option between 4 decks. So it's, for example, if you go in with a slashing deck and the enemy's weak to blunt, oh, that's no problem, I can switch it up. So yeah, so let's go through all 4 decks. So firstly, we got the slashing deck. 3 draw the swords for restoring lands. We got 3 serpent sword techniques for drawing pages. We got 2 snake spits, which boosts power by +2 for the scene, and violet blade. So pretty much the draw of the sword and the serpent snake technique is all in combination to get out violent blade, because violent blade, like, power affects its die by 2, so it doubles it, which is pretty crazy. So then we got the piercing deck, which, if you've seen some of my other decks, it looks pretty similar to some of my other piercing builds. So we got Frontal Assault, Raging Dawn, Extract Fuel, Dagger Press, Gale Kick. I've got Venomous Fang, Will of the Prescripts, Sturdy Defense, and Laceration. I really love Laceration, it's a really good card. Then for the Blunts deck, we got Puppet's Blockade, 3 Gears, a High Kick, 2 Steel Knuckles. Now, Steel Knuckles is a card that I actually really like. It's just, up until this point, I haven't really, I guess, made a deck where I felt like I could include it until now. So I got 2 Steel Knuckles, a Repressed Flesh, and a Forceful Gesture. And then my favorite of the 4 stances, the Guard Point. So this one we got Graze the Grass, 2 Leaps, 3 Energy Conversions. So, okay, so, and then 3 Overcharges. Now, the thing I love about Guard Point is it actually, I think it makes yourself immune from like any card effects, or like card status effects. So that means when we use Overcharge, if we're in Guard Point, it does not affect the Purple Tear. And the thing that's so good about this is we gain the benefit of gaining 10 charges, but we don't get the negatives of immobilization. Now this comes in handy with both leap and card energy conversion, since you actually spend charges to activate their effects, like gaining haste. Like you gain 1 haste, spend 3 charges to draw 2 pages, and this one spend 4 charges to restore 3 lad. So you want to like get off an overcharge immediately, and then do energy conversion and leap to do another overcharge and repeat. Now as for the passives, I've decided to place Eugen's Eye of Death / Innovation here, because I feel like it's more useful on PT than it is on Gerbera. We also got Double Kick, deal 1 damage to opponent upon winning a clash. Offensive Position, which I ended up using on a lot of my character cards. You start the scene free fragile, but you gain a strength, and then keeping in stride, recover a HP upon winning a clash. Alright, so next is Nikolai. Now, Nikolai is my personal, at least up until this point, because I've never gone past I've never gone past where I'm currently at. So I don't know what the combat pages are like beyond Star of the City. But up until this point, Nikolai is my favorite combat page in the game. So there are many different ways you can kind of use Nikolai. I personally like to use Nikolai as a supporting character, where essentially my aim for her is to gain 11 charge, which then allows me to buff all my characters by +1 in strength and power and stuff like that. And so to do that, what we've got is I'm using 2 grazed grass, 2 leaps, an energy conversion. We got golden opportunity, which will be used mainly to gain up our charges. Bulky impact as well, so those 2 are pretty important. We also got battle command, which is the strong card at Nicholas' disposal that I'm using. Gives +1 strength to 2 other allies. So essentially, I've made Nikolai a supporting buffing deck, which can become quite useful. So as for the key pages we've equipped her with, we got charging shield at emotion level 2 or above. If the character gained charges using combat pages we've previously seen, gain 1 endurance at the start of the scene. Then we got energy discharge at emotion level 2 or above. If the character spend charges using combat pages in the previous scene, gain a strength. So it's essentially, if we gain charges, we gain endurance. If we use charges, we gain a strength the next scene. Also got Scrim Prescript to draw an extra card, and Battle Ready to draw an extra 2 cards. So Nikolai will definitely be packing. Alright, next we've got Ye. So I've made slight differences to Ye. I've essentially converted his smoke build into a singleton smoke build. So we got smoking pap, gigging, multi-slash for the singleton to be able to restore 2 lads. We got smoke blow, smoke prick, will of the prescript, a deep drag, a vapor, and exhale smoke. So he has some dangerous cost 3 and above smoke cards. As for his passives, it's pretty much the same: Sooty Tawak, and then high level acrobatics and Lion's Fist. And then finally with Esther, I think I only made a slight change with Esther. I think I took out a Moulinet and put in Identify Weakness. Yeah, that card's really good. Types of offensive dice on this page change to the types the target is weakest to. So pretty much if it's slashing and the enemy's weak to piercing, it will do piercing damage instead. As for the passives, we got Fervor, Skim Prescript, Piercer, and Offensive Position. Alright. Now that all the deck showing is out of the way, let's get to Tiphereth's Servant of Wrath Abnormality Battle. Okay, I remember this. Okay, I was going into it, I didn't remember this much, but now I do. Okay. So, the way this works, if I remember correctly, is... Yeah, I need to read some stuff. Let's see. When the abnormality starts attacking the hermit, usually, yeah. Okay, yeah, well, I'm trying to remember, because I remember there's a thing where I think the servant has to be the one to kill him. Yes. Okay, yeah. Yes, so essentially we cannot allow this guy to die. So essentially this battle is similar. It's similar to the wolf and the Little Red Riding Hood battle. However, this one's not as bad. And the main reason being is because unlike the wolf where you can accidentally kill the wolf, you can't accidentally kill the servant. This guy has to kill the servant. And I'm pretty sure I don't think it's a scenario where if you kill the hermit, the servant turns on you. I don't think that's the case. But essentially what we gotta do is we just gotta stop this guy from dying. Alright, so what we're gonna do is I don't remember if once a servant gets down to a certain level it stops and then I have to wait for the servant of rat to kill him, or if I kill the hermit it's a failure. I just don't remember that part. All I remember is unlike the Red Riding Hood battle, the servant does not turn on us if we kill the hermit. Alright, but let's start with I guess smoking him up. Yeah, so we got these dudes. Alright, just gonna use. Alright, so two random hermit staves next scene on use. Okay, yeah. So I think like the servant is pretty good at. I think the servant himself is pretty good at like taking out these guys. I think what you want to do is you want to like. You want to like get him like the hermit like as weak as possible. Yeah, just as long as like the servant himself doesn't die, we should be good. And then yeah, we're gonna use field mods. There we go. And multi-slash. Switch it around. Multi-slash. Field mods. Just so we can, like, you know, lower the cost of everything. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so my memory is what you want to do is... Okay, so I think my memory is coming back to me. So if I remember correctly, I believe you can kill the hermit. But I think it results in game over unless the Rav guy does it. Yeah, so I think what you want to do is you want to like get him like. Yeah, so I think what you want to do is you want to get him to like stagger. And like leave him on as little health as possible. So like the servant of Rav can like finish it. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're doing good so far. Honestly, I think after this we'll probably... Because the Servant of Wrath attacks the minion first. Alright. There we go. Okay, so the good news is, so he doesn't go below 30. Alright. Alright, so essentially what we're gonna do is... Alright, so it's good news is he's using his Alright, so we're just gonna defeat this guy. Alright. Then we'll use unlock and identify weakness. There we go. So hopefully, because he isn't staggered, hopefully his embodiments of evil is enough to finish him. Okay. Okay, so he's using another embodiment of evil. Alright, so we need to be careful here. So we're gonna go with very low attacks. Very low attacks. Alright. We got him to 30. Wait a minute. Alright, everyone. I'm going to restart it. I just realized this guy keeps gaining health. Alright, everyone, so we're about to get him to... We're about to get him to stagger. He has 87 health, so... We should... This should be enough. So he's probably going to go first. We're going to have to get him down to 30. And then we're going to have to hope his other two attacks do enough. Alright, here we go. Alright. He's down to 30. Finish him off, great servant of wrath. Here, I'm adding smoke for you. There we go. And for some reason, the smoke, the servant of wrath turns into some sort of beautiful tree lady. All right, but at least we did it. So that was kind of like tricky because I think like you have like one turn once it goes into stagger or once it goes down to 30 health to do it. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep regaining health every turn. All right. Now we're about to get into Tiphereth's realization. I have to say this. This is a really annoying battle. Alright, we're gonna go into it with Alan. Alright, so I have to say this before we begin. This is a battle where it's like, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're gonna have a bad time. Alright, as for, and it all stems from the final floor. So essentially, like the first four floors aren't too bad. If you know how all of the like little gimmicks and stuff work for each phase of the fight. However, going into the 5th floor, you cannot have more than, at most, one librarian defeated once you come upon the 5th battle. And we'll get into the reasons why when it happens. Now let's see. what this realization stems from.
昔は私の存在なんかに意味はないって期待すらしなかった時があったの。
Oh, it's okay, Tiphereth.
ただ生きてくんだって生まれたから。
今は違うのか？
ヘノクは違ったわ。あの子はいつだって遠くにある光を見てたのよ。そして考えたの。ヘノクはどうしてそうできたのか。やっと少しだけ分かった気がする。辛くても耐えられるのは期待してるからよ。
一体何を期待するんだ？
昨日よりもっと良くなるってことを。私の人生にはきっと世界がもっと良くなるようにできる可能性と意味が存在するって。
すごく楽観的だな。
自然科学は世界が回っていく原理を理解したいから存在するのよ。純粋な好奇心。自分の置かれた状況を理解できない不合理さに耐えられないんでしょうね。そうやって世界を光で照らしたけど、少数だけが歩み出ていき、大多数は洞窟へ帰ったの。世界の全ての断りを理解できる明るい場所にいる人の数はあまりにも
Yeah,
少ない。
all of this is completely just flying over my head at the moment.
大多数の人はまた暗い場所へ。過程を理解できないまま結果だけを消費して。
君の言う通り、みんな衰えていくみたいだな。
This is the floor of science. You wouldn't happen to have any science fiction books I can read, do you?
理解したくても理解できないものだらけだから目を閉じるんだ。あるいは俺がいなくてもどうにか転がってく世の中だから。
でもそうはできない。目を閉じてばかりはいられないのよ。人間はそういう風にできてないわ。どうにか理解しようと光へと進もうとするのよ。あなたもそうするしかないと思うわ。
君が人間のことをどう考えようが気にしないけど。
Hey, listen up, Tiphereth. We're
勝
trying
手
our
に決
best,
めたこと
okay?
を俺に押し付けるな。俺の未来には闇しかなかった。光なんてなかったんだよ。
Mate, we dress in all black for a reason.
今は光がないように見えることもあるわ。光がないから。
I mean, what sane person wears clothes that makes him look like he's headed to a funeral as everyday attire?
でも光はないわけじゃないの。光は一つじゃなくていろいろと種類があるから。他の光も見れるようになったら闇の中でうずくまってばかりいられないと思うわ。もちろんその光を発見した時に進んでいく人もいればとどまる人もいるでしょうね。
俺が光へ進んでいくには息苦しすぎるんだ。しょっぱなから見えなかった光が急に見えるわけなんかないだろ。進んだところで俺に残されたものは何もない。欲しいものもな。これ以上期待したくないんだ。期待したところでな、都市では。
いいえ、期待するしかないでしょうね。必死で顔を背けてるだけよ。
空っぽの殻は
Oh,
誰のかもわから
we're
ない
getting a Roland flashback.
家へ帰ってくる。
The empty husk of a man. I mean, yeah. He looks empty, alright. He's got a bottle in one hand. His blood is full of. His clothes are full of blood on them. There is nothing positive about the room he's in, except maybe that little bunny rabbit toy over there. That kind of feels out of place. Wait a minute. Hold up. Is that one of those things that you see, like the babies, where you put it above like the baby's crib, and it's supposed to like, I guess, entice the babies, and it has like planets and stars on them, and you swing it around? Oh my goodness. Didn't Roland mention that his wife was pregnant when she was killed or something? Because like they were gonna live in a cottage. I'm wondering if this is that cottage that they plan to live together in. But it's just been turned into the most dreary place imaginable because Roland has lost his lad.
カビ臭い空気、灰色の窓。
A bit large for one person.
広い部屋。一人で暮らすにはどこか空虚な心。明かりの消えた部屋。ソファに横たわり、再現なく
His wife's death messed him up in a major way.
床に転がるビールの缶、宙に舞うタバコの灰、台所の水滴の音、壁の向こうから聞こえる笑い声、あの中に俺がいたかもしれないたくさんの風景、俺が失ってしまったたくさんの
The life he could have had stares at him right in the face.
いかなる期待すらない人の部屋、良くなる兆しは見えない部屋。
I wonder if this is how his like downfall started and why he lost all his ranks and had to start again.
期待すら抱かずに眠りにつく毎日の夜、黒い塊だけが一人いる部屋。
コンコン、腹黒小僧、そこにいるよね。
What? Was that the Purple Tears voice?
どうせまた変な場所で腹いせして帰ってきて寝転がってるんでしょ。
Some unlucky plebs.
お前が断れない提案をしに来たんだけど、聞いてみない？
Is this how we get sent to the library?
お前は人間でもないくせに人間のことを知ってるからって。
Roland, calm down. You know what Angela went through. You don't need to go through the same thing.
知ってるから。私は見たから。
Oh crap, Roland, don't do this to me, buddy.
人間が苦しみをもらいながら世界を明るくしようとした光に向かって進む身動きを見てきたから。
人間はそこまで強くない。
No, alright. You don't need to be that dark.
お前も塊のコピー。
Or a copy of that lump. A fake.
何の意味もない。願いはただの願いだ。いくら期待をしたところで願った通り手に入れることはできない。
ティファレト、何なの？
What the hell have you turned into, Roland? What the hell is that? Looks like some weird demented thing from hell.
ローランの抱いていた心とここが
Angela, help me out. Where are your laser beams when we need them?
それぞれの階の指定司書と担当領域が感情を増幅させたのよ。だから小さなことにも耐えられずに暴走することもあるみたいで。ただのある程度は当たってる気がするわ。私も不本意ながら乱れた姿を見せてしまったし。
Now it's Roland's turn to go through the same thing.
解決方法は知ってるわね、ティファレト。よろしく頼むわ。薄笑い。楽しんでる。まあ、それなりには。
She loves that for a change. It's not her. Yes, I get to see Roland's embarrassing side now.
だって、私だけみっともない姿でいたくなかったの。
Yeah, I knew it. Alright. Now, I have no idea how this thing works, so I'm probably going to need to like read up on some of the stuff. Alright, let's see. Yeah, after HP, okay. When hysteria gorge is filled. Okay. Transform. Okay. At the end of the scene, restore light and draw 2 pages. Uses a page that leaves a mark on the target every 2 scenes or resistance. Oh, damn. Use a melee attack all librarians every 4 scenes. Negate the attack. All dice. Ooh, okay. Equals, okay. So, there doesn't seem to be like a finicky thing I need to worry about, so... Oh, okay, I just realized. This is the same as the, what was it, the Witch of Love? Okay, yeah. So, we need to destroy her. Alright. Okay. If the attack is one-sided. Alright. So this one is, it transforms. Okay. So with love is like the only, okay, so we're gonna do that. Actually, no. Alright. Battle command. Alright, we're gonna do that. And then leap. And then with this one, we're gonna do field mods. And then yeah, so we're gonna do forceful gesture. So we want to let something go through so the hysteria mod doesn't fill up all the way. And gigging. Alright, we use Venomous Fang and Multi-Slash and a Deep Drag. And a Smoking Pap. Although we'll do the Smoking Pap first and the Deep Drag. Alright. I like that. Alright. Get down that stagger. We gotta take as low health as possible. Okay. Now. Oh damn, that's a ranged. They're all ranged. Okay. On Clash, lose. Okay. So we're gonna hit the Steel Knuckle. The gigging. Yeah, we're gonna do laceration. Yeah, okay. Switch it around. Alright. There we go, I should do it. Alright, now finish him! Yeah, because I feel like for sure his angst bar will raise if we didn't defeat him that turn. Alright, next battle. Oh, it's this one. And we got some help. Alright, so we know what to do here. Just do the same thing over again. Okay. So I'm gonna hit him with a steel knuckle. And a gigging. Alright, so here, gonna hit the weak point. Alright, there we go, I should do it. Yeah, so this one actually isn't that bad. Like, as we saw from the battle, as long as we can, like, time it perfectly. Alright. Now. No one's attacking this one? Okay. Alright, alright, yeah, there we go. Come on, get him into staggered. I don't like this one. It forces me to think. Alright. Alright. So, okay, so we've picture perfect this. Alright. He should die from that, and then everyone else just target him. Alright. There we go. Alright, we got him in the stagger. Come on. Alright, we're overkilling him right now. Okay. So he gained health, so we need to lower it. Thankfully he's in staggered. Alright, there we go. Alright, we should get him now. He's still got 2 more attacks left. Come on. Skip more might. There we go. There we go. We got him. So far we're doing pretty well. Alright, oh no! Not this thing! Oh crap. Okay. Okay. Alright, how am I gonna do this? Alright, I think I know how I'm gonna do this. Hang on, I need to... Alright, so which one's PC? Alright. I think that'll do a good job. Alright, so... defend against this. And we'll defend against this. Alright. Oh, that did a lot of damage. This does so much damage. Alright. Let's see. 3 per scene? Alright. Alright, so we need to block that one. So it's a 2-up. What is it? 4 to 7, 4 to 6. 7 to 12, 4 to 8. Alright. This one's 5 to 10. And that one's a 3. Alright. Yes! Take that! I stab you! Aha! I stab you again! Come on, trifecta! Oh yeah! Alright. Now let's wail on this stab female. Alright. Gonna do laceration. She only has 90 health, so shouldn't be that tough. I'm gonna go into my guarding stance. Alright. So I think after this we got 2 left. this is the king of greed, I think. Alright. So this guy we're gonna use castigation on. Yeah, so this one probably just gotta watch out for the when he does the orb things, to watch out for his yeah, gotta watch out for his I forget what it's called. His mass attack page. Alright. That's right, I castigationed you. Alright, so far so good. I think just as long as we don't have any like deaths. Alright, let's see what we got. Wrath. Nope. No. First side of combat wins a clash. The show, yeah. Okay. Still has not decided to use his... Alright, there we go. Now. Okay, so we got this one. There. That. And then that. And for this one. Yeah, overcharge. We're doing all the overcharges. And smoke pipe. Alright, there we go. That one took a while to think about. Yeah, see, the one ego, or not ego page, but the one ability that we get on this floor that I really like from the emotion pages is love. It's a really good healing card. I really enjoy it. Is it about to go into the King of Greed? It's about to transform. Right, he's about to transform, isn't he? Shouldn't be too much harder. And of course, had to regain all its health. And I've lost a dad. Okay. Let's see. Gonna do that. Alright. Gonna hit him with an overcharge too. See, this is why I love God Stand so much. The unlimited use of overcharge. Alright. I'm gonna go bulky impact, actually. Yeah. Me like that. Yeah, so the only, like, out of the 5, the only one that might give you some trouble is the, at least until the final phase, might be this battle. Just with how annoying and long and time consuming it is. Okay. Gonna okay. Smoke brick. Alright, see how she likes that. We're gonna use a battle commander on that one. Yeah. Then we're gonna use overcharge on this one. Alright. I'm happy with this. Just gonna continue it. And if you think the battle is long now, just wait until we get to the final phase of this fight. This is a cakewalk compared to what we're about to face. Alright, now the smoke took effect, so that's why we started doing crazy damage. Alright, here we go. Alright, now I need to explain how this part works. So. What the hell? It's gonna start with Will of Nye on us? Okay. That's not good. Alright, so anyway, how this battle works. What you want to do is you want all 4 librarians. You want 4 of your librarians to pretty much target and defeat each statue. Because each statue represents a transformation, or I should say an abnormality transformation from like one of our previous abnormalities. In other words, we're becoming magical girls. And so you want 4 librarians to do that, and you want the 5th librarian. The 5th librarian that you don't do pretty much just kind of becomes useless throughout the battle since they can't really like attack the main guy. But what you want to do here is this is why I have Nikolai the way I do. Because Nikolai at least has the ability to buff all my other librarians. So we're gonna have everyone else attack them and Nikolai just, I guess, attack the main guy. Now, this battle is really annoying and long and time consuming because on top of this phase being the final phase, the battle in itself also has stages to it. Which is what makes it long and time consuming. Alright, so firstly, so pretty much what I like to do is I like to do like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Kind of like line it up to this guy. So you shouldn't have any trouble like destroying the statues since they only have 10 health. Alright, so just gonna use a vapor and a gigging. Yeah, so that would be that. That would be that. This one will be this one at the back. And then this one will be this guy. Now I just want to quickly check to see. Yep. So we need all 4 of these. As for Nikolai, yeah, this is Nikolai, right? Yeah, this is Nikolai. Yeah. As for Nikolai, pretty much just up those charges. So we already have 19 charges, so alright. I'm a bit worried about this Will of Nye being used. Like almost immediately. And also like once like your librarian goes, that's it. You can't go back and like become another magical girl. So, are you ready? It's magical girl transformation time. Alright, there we go. You're not the only one who can transformation, you damn clown. Yeah, see, as you can see here, we can barely like damage him. Now, oh, we can only grab this one. Next erosion to all eminent enemies. Alright. Oh my goodness, look at us. We are magical girls. Alright, so. Now, this battle comes in stages. So, the first stage is his magical girl phase. So we need to read up on this one. Yeah, so here we go. All returns to nil. So he goes from nihil, which was the first phase. We are now in the greed phase. Yeah, so he goes from nihil, greed, hate, despair, and wrath. Each mode features a different passive ability and combat pages. Now, this might look like it's like, oh my god, this is impossible. There is a way to actually cheese this fight, which we'll get to when we come upon. I just want to read what this says. Alright. Yeah, so combat pages used against this character unless it's the magical girl. Loses 5 power. Magical girl of happiness. Yeah. Each time the character loses a clash, a random ally gains combat page. Fragment of Bliss. Uses a mass attack page. Road of Glory on the second sea. If all allies negate the attack, the Road of Gold loses 50 HP. Shifts to hate mode next sea. Alright. If an ally is hit. Okay, if an ally is hit, deal 10 damage. Oh damn. Alright, so we do not want to get hit by that. Alright. Take no dagger damage outside of Wrath mode. Okay. So what we need to do is, each time a character loses a clash, random ally gains Fragment of Bliss. Okay. Okay. So we all have hope. Give 2 strength and endurance to an ally. Targeted by the Jester. Okay. Yeah, and they each come with their own decks as well. Alright. Yeah, so this first one is the Magical Girl of Happiness. Which is this one. Okay. Okay, so this is the first phase. The way this phase works is pretty much all the attacks are directed at the Magical Girl of Happiness. Now. Target every enemy successful. Destroy the target's combat page or active dice. The dice roll is larger. Okay, take damage and the die is destroyed. Alright, so I remember this. So what you want to do here is essentially target every enemy. A successful hit destroys the target. Okay. Yeah, so essentially you want to like combine them. So one is better than the other. So this one is targeting this one. So that's 2. So then... Overwhelming Luster, I think, would work best on that. Then... Oh, come on, really? All 3 of them are targeting. Okay, this is not good. Alright. So we're going to use Road of Hope. And hope it just destroys. On hit, stagger target. Let's hope that works. Combat. Okay, so combat starts. Alright. So we're gonna do this on that one. And then yeah, I guess we'll just do that. Alright, so what you want everyone else to do? So pretty much you want the Magical Girl of Happiness to attack. What you want everyone else to do is to pretty much just use all the hopes. Yeah, alright. Just an allied target on combat start. Wait, do we, I remember I needed to do something with the hopes. Do I just use them? Alright. So it, endurance, defensive die, gain X power for the scene. Alright. I just don't know if I'm supposed to use hope on the Magical Girl of Happiness or on this thing. Or if we just keep the hopes. I don't remember exactly. We'll just use the hopes. Actually, no. There's no point in it because it says combat start, give strength. Alright. Alright, no, you know what? No, it says combat start, so... Do I have to use it? Alright. I just don't know if I use it on the magical... We'll use it on the... Alright, you know what? No, we're not. I'm just going to keep it. What we are going to do is we're going to use all the mass combats. Yeah, okay, a successful hit destroys the combat page. Yeah, but we need 9 for that. I'm just looking. I think we are supposed to use the hopes. I don't know. You know what? Actually, no. I think we'll keep the hopes for now. So the magical girl can't really do anything. Can't really do anything. Alright, here. So, this is how we can actually cheese the fat. So, which one is it? This is... I gotta read it. Is it this one? The die deals damage equal to dice value 2. If it's targeting, ignore resistances. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Yeah, so this one ignores resistances. So with this magical girl of justice, even though we're not on her like actual we can actually like target her. And it all costs 0. Alright. At least I think that's how it works. Let's see how we go. Alright. Thank God our resistances are paying off. Alright, here we go. What? So it said, right? It said that, here we go. If all librarians negate the attack, shift the hate. Alright, if all negate the attack. I don't really know how you negate it though. Oh yeah, the Fragment of Bliss, that's right. I screwed this up. And we are back, everybody. And so, after a whole bunch of trial and error, I finally managed to get everybody a Fragment of Bliss. So essentially where I was screwing up is I wasn't clashing properly. Essentially what I needed to do is I needed the Magical Girl of Happiness to clash with all of the clown's dice. And I needed to at least get 5 clash wins. Like 5 dice clash wins, because each dice clash win would give it a random character a Fragment of Bliss. And I needed to do that. I needed to get all 5. So now what I need to do here is every thing the road points to, we got a Fragment of Bliss it. Or if I just maybe do something like this, would that work? No, okay. I really hope this works because it's very frustrating getting back to like where I needed to get back to. And so pretty much after we do this, if everyone blocks it, he moves on to the next phase. Alright, and then... Wait, why is that one blocking but the others are not? I swear to God. This better bloody work. Alright. Yeah, they're all going okay. So everyone else isn't really going to do anything. What else? What we... Okay. So I'm gonna try to like block the others just in case. So this one, Edaki, probably gonna go with Sparkling. That clashes with that. Everyone else just happens to be aiming at this. Okay. Okay, I'm also gonna use two swords. Because the swords do, like, it doesn't matter what we're on, the swords always do damage. No, I better frickin' hope this better frickin' work. Yes! Okay. Everyone's blocked it, so he moves on to the next phase. Alright. Come on, hurry up, move to the next phase, right? Okay. He's now switched phases. Alright, so this guy is now on the hatred phase, which is the magical one. So, okay, so if I remember correctly with her, so you see that Arcana slave? We need to use that ability. I just need to remember how. So it says... Yeah, okay. Use against character, lose 5 power, and this magic of love is the user. After winning a total of 10 clashes. Okay. Arcana slave, we don't want that. Arcana slave, okay. Arcana slave in the next scene, okay. Okay. So what we need to do here is, so now the girl of hatred will be, so we need to win a total of 10 dice clashes. So obviously, we're gonna, okay, so we're gonna mark Arcana beats with hatred. Then this one, in the name of love, it is 484868. I'm guessing with love. Yes, we're going to use with love. And then this one, another with love. Alright. So we need a total of 10 dice clashes to be able to use Arcana Slay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I think we got 5. Oh no, I forgot. I forgot to be using my like everyone else is pretty much useless in this part. Alright, so yeah, so we're gonna so for this one, we're gonna use love. That one will also be another with love. And that one... Huh. Okay, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna use a with love on this one. And then for this one, we're gonna use... I don't know. In the name of justice? Alright. Okay, so our health's looking pretty good. We don't want to get staggered at all costs. Yeah. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? Yeah, so you just want to keep doing like that. That's like 10 a turn. Alright, can we... No, we can't do it yet. Alright, we just gotta keep... Alright, so this one... With love... I'm worried. We do not want to get staggered, otherwise we're fucked. And then I might as well use a Kana Beats. Crap. Okay, so... Alright, so we're gonna have to... We're gonna have to clash here to save Magical Girl of Love. That one unfortunately is gonna hit. Alright, there we go. Alright. Yes, so we needed to do this. So we had to do that to save her. Alright. Arcana Slave. Okay, here we go. We need to use our Arcana Slave against their Arcana Slave. Alright. Now, it says Magical girl uses Arcana slave, lose. Yeah, and then shift to despair. Alright, it's been used with love. And then alright. Yeah, so I don't know if I need to defend this. We're gonna try to defend it just in case. So the next phase she goes to is despair. Now, that actually is good because the despair phase, if I remember correctly, is where we can cheese this fight. The problem is just making it to the despair phase in the first place. Alright, there we go. Yes! So my Arcana slave goes first. Oh yeah, keep it up. Alright, here we go. Now we're in the despair mode. Now I gotta remember how you cheese this fight. Okay, roll dice. Drawing a clash of players, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. Alright, so the way this battle works if I remember correctly, is you have 3 swords. Now, every time you defeat a sword, it stabs into Nihil. And not only does it stab into Nihil, I believe it also, like, destroys a dice block, if my memory is correct. Yeah, if my memory is correct. And so, if you get all 3 swords stuck into him, he ends up going to his 3rd phase. However, at least I think this is how it works. If you only do 2 of them, and you keep just peppering him and blocking the 3rd sword, and you just keep peppering him, you can literally defeat Nihil in this phase, if my memory is correct. Alright, so what we're going to want to do here is... Alright, so we're going to want to block... Alright, so that's that one. So we're going to want to do that. That. And that. So you want to go pretty much tit for tat. And then with the other 2, you want to defeat 2 of the swords and block the 3rd one. Alright. Alright. Now. So we're gonna 5 to 9. Okay, we're gonna do that. Then this one. No. This one. No, yeah, this one. Then we do and then we'll finish it off with a lust. Oh, we don't have enough, so then we'll use happiness. Alright. So there's one that's been blocked. The second one. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to need to block this one. Alright, so we're going to leave this one by itself. We're going to target the other two. And then we use Arcana Beats. There we go. So, yeah. My main guy's almost dead. Nikolai's almost dead, so gotta protect her at all costs. Alright. Alright. We blocked him. Alright, there we go. 1 down. 2 down. Alright. Yeah, so now pretty much what we want to do is we're just going to focus on him. Yeah, see, as you can see now, he can only use 1 dice block because he only has 1 sword. So we're just going to leave that sword alone. And now we're just going to focus on destroying him. Yeah, so this is pretty much how you cheese this bad. Instead of going to his more powerful forms, you can pretty much just end the battle in this mode right now. Yeah, just as long as you don't let him, just as long as you're careful not to let the third and final sword die. That's why we're just going to leave him alone. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so we're not going to use like any more like mass combat pages, just so we can finish him off. Yeah, so pretty much other than like the Sword of Justice, you probably won't do much damage to it, but you just got to keep whittling it down. Just keep doing that. Keep going. And because like he can only use 1 dash block, You don't really have to worry about his attacks. Or him, you know. And so yeah, this is how you cheese the fads. It's just like getting up to this point, the battle is like really long. And so if you mess it up like I did a few times, it is very painful trying to get back to this point. Yeah. It doesn't really matter if like your sword ends up like killing your party members anyway, just as long as the sword of justice doesn't die. This time is not using anything. He's completely powered out. Yeah, so I'd say like with how we're going, we're probably gonna do like maybe like 100 damage a turn. So it shouldn't take much longer. Yeah. So just as long as you don't like get your knight, lance, woman, the one with the sword. As long as she doesn't die, you should be good. Hold up. Did he just change? Oh, okay, yeah, so I think... What is he on now? Okay, so he's on Rad. Okay, I did not see that coming. I didn't think it just switched up on us. So what does this one say? Upon becoming staggered. Alright, so this one isn't like that bad, it's just upon becoming staggered. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so this one, we just gotta... I guess stop him from becoming staggered. Yeah, we've almost like got him anyway, so even though like we should still be good. Just keep it up with the swords. Yeah, so it said for this one, it'll change once it becomes staggered. But by then, he should almost have, like, no health left. Like, his final form, which is Wrath, is obviously his strongest form. So, you pretty much want to, like, defeat him before he gets into his Wrath state. Which, at the rate we're going, we might just beat him right now. Like so! There we go! Take that, Tiphereth! Oh man, such a frustrating realization. But we got there in the
私には苦
end.
痛しかありません。
Nothing but sorrow.
それ以外の何者も望みませんでした。
Come on, Roland, snap out of it.
苦痛は私に忠実で、今も変わりはありません。無様な姿を見せちゃったか。
Yeah, it was pretty bad. You had to get beat up by a little girl. How do you feel?
ちょっとはマシになった？
よくわかんないな。
Once again,
すっきりした気
Angela
がするけ
decided
ど
not to get involved.
これでいられたって感じはしないな。
わだかまりを吐き出せたみたいでよかったわ
I just love the fact that like she stayed to watch us embarrass ourselves, probably with popcorn in hand. And as soon as we, snapped out of it, she's like, the show's over. And she just disappears.
さっきはコピーだの人間じゃないだとか吐き捨ててごめん。
気にしてないわ。私はすでに誰かの記憶を含んだまま数多くの反復を経てきたの。今の私が果たして昔の私だったのかすらわからないくらいね。あなたが言ってたことは間違ってるわけじゃないってこと。
でもそれは君が完全に君じゃなくなるってことじゃないのか。
何をそんな深刻そうにしてるのよ。私は私のオリジナルが何であれ関係ないわ。
Being talked down to by an elementary school kid.
司書という存在から抜けられなくても気にしない。私が今ここに本当に存在しながら考えられるなら大丈夫。存在するということだけでも私たちはきっとそれぞれの価値と意味があるのよ。
何も期待しない俺でも価値はあるのかな。
きっとあるわ。私も偉そうに話してるけど正直言って自信はないのよね。それでも信じてみようと思うの。信じるのは自由でしょ。
ああ、信じるのは自由だから。
Alright, there we go, everyone. We've done Tiphereth's realization. But we're not done yet, because apparently we have another event. Let's see what this is about.
元素の起源、有効核電化。
What do you want, Tiphereth? We're all here.
あ、ここで合ってますか？
ええ、そこに順番通り並べといて。
これはこっちで、マルクとそっちにある本ちょっと持ってきてくれない？
了解。難しい本ばっかだね。
どうして僕たちが
Yeah, why do we have to do all the work?
持ってきてく
This is your library section, Tiphereth.
じゃあどうしろって言うの。急に本がどっさり入ってきたのに本を整理できる場所がもうあの高い場所しかなくて。
She's too short.
だからって一人であの高いところまで本を移すのは難しいの。いつもはケセドとゲブラーが手伝ってくれるんだけど今日は二人とも忙しそうだったのよ。
They're both busy.
ローランはどこをほっつき回ってるのか影すら見当たら
And
ないし。
Roland's nowhere to be seen. Yes, where did that beanball go? He's probably off in a corner sobbing about how embarrassing he was in that moment.
ああ、ローランならさっき上の階へ行ったのを見ました。
上の階に用事があったみたいね。
じゃあ僕たちは暇そうに見えたってわけか。
You don't really see like the first four with Tiphereth, so it's an interesting, dynamic.
空気読んでよねザク。ティファレトが初めて私たちに手伝ってほしいって言ったでしょ。昔ならあまり登ってくることもなかったから顔を合わせるのも難しかったし、むしろ私は嬉しいけど。
マルクとは一番上の部署だったからなおさら会うことがなかったよね。
うん、みんなそれぞれの仕事をこなすので忙しかったから。
それはそうと、お二方はどうして忙しいと言っていたんですか？
Wait a minute. Roland, Chesed, and Gebra. They're not off getting drunk, are they? That feels like a very drinkable threesome you got going on up there.
ケセドはまあ他の会の秘書たちもコーヒーを飲みに来てるせいでじっとしてるのを見たこともないし。
Especially when Roland and Gebra
ゲブラー
get
はさっきか
together.
ら目を閉じて 寝てるのか瞑想してるのかわからないけど微動だにしないの。
ゲブラーはここに来てから結構瞑想にふけるようになったよね。
うん。助けが必要だからって理由で毎回プライベートタイムを邪魔するのは申し訳なくて。だからってあなたたちを無下に扱おうとしてるわけじゃないわよ。別に手伝ってくれなくてもいいのよ。
心配しないで。ネツァクは不満をちょっとこぼしはするけどちゃんと手伝ってくれてるから。
ローランの言う通り難しい本を読んでいるんですね。私がたやすく理解できないレベルの本まであります。
Hey, I ain't come up here for the science fiction section.
あんたもあいつみたいに子供扱いしようっていうの？
バカにしようとしたわけではありません。た
I'm
だ
fine with the nickname Beanpole. As long as she doesn't start, like, shortening it and start calling me Beanie. That would be too much.
私にこんなのが理解できるのか心配してるんでしょ？あなたたちみたいにちゃんと習ったこともないだろうから。
はい、その通りです。同情しようと言ったわけではないのですが。
まあ悔しくはあるわね。解釈の仕方によっては私のことをバカにしてるって思うかもしれないし。イエソド、あなたがそんな人じゃないって知ってるから気にせず水に流すことができるの。
でもティファレトは昔から私たちのことを憎んでたんじゃないの？
上層病だっけな。
The upper layer syndrome. She jelly that they're above her.
それは申し訳ないって思ってるわ。その時は私も考えが幼稚だったし、
Because
私
if
が
we
一番
remember
正しいって思ってたから。
correctly, when it was like it was in reverse, right? Like in the laboratory, you had to go down to meet Tiphereth. Now you have to go up. So the fact that she now feels like she's above people, she's got that
今は
complex.
違うわ。私はうまいこと働けてるけど、あなたたちもそれと同じぐらいうまく働けてるということよ。もちろん今からでも仲良く過ごそうって言ってるわけじゃないから勘違いしないでよね。私との関係を重苦しく感じないで。このままがいいの。
考え方が結構変わったのね。
ちょっとだけ大人になったって言ってちょうだい。
Yeah, I don't want to hear that come from you, Tiphereth. You're like the youngest one here.
とにかくイエソド、あなたのせいで気を悪くしたわけじゃないから、むしろ私の努力を認めてくれたみたいで嬉しいわね。ここにある本を全部読んで理解した後にタイトルをつけて分類したのも私だから。
すごいポジティブだね。
いいえ、他の人に言われたらきっと怒ってたわ。これが最後の本だからこれだけお願いするわ。手伝ってくれてありがとう。
Oh, that was kind of sweet. Well, everybody, we finally did Tiphereth, which is kind of annoying. We finally did a realization. Next time, we're going to be focusing on Gabriel's flaw, which is her abnormality 4 and her realization. Quick note, I actually, the first time I played this, was not able to defeat Gabriel's realization. And there is a certain reason why for this, and I'll get into it next time when we try to attempt it. Will I succeed, or will Gabriel's flaw get away from me? Who knows? We're gonna find out next time. So thanks for watching, everyone. More parts out soon. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and see ya.